844-4980. Where is the president on the moon landing? I mean, on the Mars landing. Where is he? All right. See, here's what worries me about Chavez and why I'm even trying to talk with you about it. The man is a dictator, okay? And he is mimicking some of the world's most ruthless and brutal tyrants. I want you to compare Chavez with the worst of the worst in recent memory. He's not there yet. Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe, al-Bashir of Sudan, Kambanda of Rwanda, and Robert Mugabe in particular. Zimbabwe used to be Rhodesia. The plague of Zimbabwe has occurred over the last 30 years since Mugabe seized power. In 2000, he began a radical policy of dispossessing white farmers of their farms. And that brought about the collapse of what had once been a food exporting nation. That's what Mugabe did. Now it's a food importing nation. Chavez is essentially following the same practice. He's stolen more than 6 million acres from private farmers along the lines of what Stalin did, and he calls the farmers oligarchs, but they're really political dissidents and capitalists. And today, Venezuela and Zimbabwe both import about 2/3 of the food that they consume. And how, this is very important for you to hear. I know it's hard for you to listen to. How does Mugabe enforce these economic edicts? He uses militias called the Green Bombers, which terrorize dissidents and loot grocery stores. They loot butcher shops. They loot farms. They loot factories. And they loot commercial businesses. In Venezuela, Chavez has the equivalent in the form of the Bolivarian circles. And they enjoy police immunity. They enjoy judicial immunity. They're given employment in military and police organizations that report only to Chavez, and their practices that have pillaging as a state policy. Right? What does that have to do with Obama? I'll tell you what chills me. Obama wants to create a private national security force that will report only to him. I want you to listen to this very carefully. This is what he has in mind for the second term. Do you have that, Beowulf? The Obama thing? Let's play it.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded.
He's calling for an SA. He is calling for a fascistic police force that reports only to him. I don't, for the life of me, understand why Romney doesn't take this soundbite and play it and demand that Obama answer. Instead of saying, I paid my taxes like a schmuck, I really paid my taxes. He's fallen right into the trap that Obama's brain laid for him. Obama's brain, whatever his name is, the guy from Chicago, Axelrod, has Romney playing defense. All Romney has to do is play this soundbite and say, Mr. Obama, what do you mean by a private national security force? Should we be worried? That could be the end of the election. And you know Romney isn't going to do this. Any more than McCain took my book title when I offered it to him of Trickle Up Poverty. He wouldn't do it. And the problem here is the professional political class. They're all one and the same. It is a private club. Only they belong to it, and we the people are not allowed in. We're rarely allowed to even see them inside the dining room, let alone enter the dining room and have dinner with them. We are at the back of the bus. The political class, both Republican and Democrat, is a very, very private club where 400 oligarchs rule 350 million of us serfs. And if we dare say a word, somehow a ton of bricks comes down upon our head. Yes, we the people are afraid of the government. By definition, this is a dictatorship.
Savage.